babe.
So it's Friday.
It's Friday. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
So I'm so glad that I got you out of your comfort zone, ready to do this.
Okay.
I started working with Talene. It's my almost 3-year anniversary.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wow. Time flies when you're having fun.
Time flies when you're having lots of coffee chats.
That's it.
Honestly, we're hysterical.
2018, got my license. I was always in sales, just a different type of sales. And my husband was in this for 12 years before me. So it's always was in the back of our minds that this was something that we wanted to move forward with, right? So sales, now into real estate, the flexibility was always why I wanted to do it, but realistically speaking, I mean, flexibility is, 24/7 when you kind of own your own business, as you know and I know. So, then kind of fast forward to now, growing rapidly, which is awesome.
I'm so honest about this. I never saw myself in real estate.
Kicking and screaming.
Literally. I had a part-time job. You mentioned to my sister that you were looking for an assistant. My name did not cross your mind whatsoever. You were so hesitant when my name even came through.
Yep. Not for anything other than I just didn't think that this was something that you wanted.
Well, yeah, because I left being your babysitter to be a restaurant manager.
Right.
So, pretty much walked in, said, you trust me with your kids, trust me with your business. How do you turn that down? You didn't. 3 years later, I got my license.
Yep.
We're best friends.
Yep. When did you get your license?
So a year ago from October.
Wow.
Yeah. This year I'll have to do my continuing ed.
I just did mine. I have my license again.
Thank God.
Yeah. I have to do continuing ed every 2 years, just in case you didn't know. Over the years, right, you see some things, hear some things, experience some things. Everybody has stories. We have lots.
I've discovered, and I think, we've all discovered, I am the most approachable person. Whether it's just over the phone, my voice, in person, I'm a therapist.
And I said this to you before, it's because I think you're like, people think or comforted by you, and I feel like they think you're like a daughter or a granddaughter or and that gives them comfort.
It was 2 weeks ago because it was Christmas Eve.
Yep.
And I was like sitting in the office. I was like, when are they going to send me home already? Went to go deliver a wine bottle to one of our clients.
Yep.
And this goes against everything because we're supposed to drop it in
and out.
I knocked on that front door.
Yep. But that's because they're adorable.
Oh yeah, they're the best people ever.
Right.
But they open the door, invite me in, and I was honestly at their house having like coffee at the kitchen table for a half hour.
I love. And it's funny because like you think you want to be in and out, which most of the time you do, just because you're moving and grooving or whatever. But like it's times like those that you appreciate, like these are great people.
Yeah.
And like that's the reason why this industry is so cool, is because you meet so many different types of people, older, younger, that you may never have come in contact with. Opens like so many doors just in relationships, business, I mean all aspects, right? Best is when we get like holiday cards from them.
Oh yeah.
Right? So we send our holiday cards out to our clients and our past clients, right? And the best is when we get them back, and then we see like growing families, and we see people that we haven't seen in a couple of years. Because look, at the end of the day, yes, it's a transaction, right? But a lot of the times we keep in touch with I would say 95% of our clients, because they want to as well. It's not just one-sided. But it's cool to see like growing families and the love back when we send a card. So I sent you one yesterday that came to the house, and sometimes they come to the office, sometimes they come to the house, and it's cool. I like that.
Well, yeah, there was the one on your desk I looked at yesterday.
Yes.
And when this couple closed, she was pregnant, and now the holiday card came, and she had the baby.
So now there's two little ones on it. Yeah, it's cool. And like even a client last year or 2 years ago, they weren't pregnant when we gave them the holiday wine bottle.
Okay.
We got a text saying, like, thank you so much. We have some news.
Yes.
And then they told us they were pregnant, and then when the holiday card came, they had the picture of the baby on there. So it was like, it's cute. It's cute to see, like, the evolution of that.
Well, people also love receiving your holiday card.
They
because
do.
You spend so much time, like, it could be weeks that you're talking every single day. And, I mean, I know myself, I talk about your kids, like, all the time. So, when I went to that house 2 weeks ago, and the couple literally showed me, they were like, oh, we got Talene and Rich's card. And I'm like, how cute are my niece and nephew?
Right. Like, so cute.
Yeah.
I know. I love that. And I think they love that, too. And maybe some don't, but, you know, the ones that do definitely make up for the ones that don't.
The ones that don't, we don't need to know. They're still going to get the card.
They're still going to get the
card. They will always get the card.
Absolutely, they will. And it'll it's our growing list, and you know what? It should be a happy thing. So
yeah. It's cool to see year after year, like, wow, the list got so much bigger. But that's because there were so many clients.
Right, which was good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to go in a different avenue. Craziest thing that's ever happened to me. And I don't know if you know this story.
Oh, God.
So, sold a house, was on both sides, so I was going with the buyers to the walkthrough. The seller had already moved out. They moved out a few days prior to the walkthrough. I had the key. We get there, we're doing the walkthrough, we go to the backyard. And I see like a wire coming through across the backyard. There was like a deck from the other house over the fence, over the deck, and it was like an extension cord plugged into the house. And I'm like looking at it, I'm like, what is this
At
plug?
the walkthrough?
At the walkthrough. And the buyers are looking at me, and they're like, what's that? I'm like, I'm not really sure. So
You're the answer to everything else.
Right. So I'm like, not really sure, give me a second. So I walk around the side of the house, and it's going over the fence through the window of the house next door. And the house next door wasn't in the best condition, let's say that. So all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, they're stealing the electric. So I walk over, I unplug it, I take the cord and I throw it over the side of the fence, okay? And I'm like, and now these buyers are supposed to close the next day, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what are we, they're like freaking out.
Yeah.
So I'm like, don't worry. I said, what we're going to do is we're going to call PSEG. We're going to have them turn off your electric until, I think they were, I actually think it was like a Friday, and they were closing Monday. So that's why they were like hesitant over the weekend. I'm like, we're going to turn it off. You're going to call them, turn it off so that they can't steal the electric. But I have never had that happen before.
That's insane.
Insane. They were stealing the electric from the house. So, you never know.
Yeah, I just have good stories about being a therapist, essentially.
Yeah.
I pretty much take on the rentals.
Right.
With the showings, and you'll just be standing in an apartment, and I literally had someone say, you're the first person I'm telling, I'm pregnant. And I was like, I'm honored.
Yeah.
I am honored.
Like, does he know?
I don't know.
Okay.
That they didn't mention.
Okay.
But we've had pregnancies, we've had, obviously marital things going on that some people feel they're not comfortable talking to their families about yet.
And you know what? If we can lend that,
I'm here.
You know what? If we could be that outlet for people, I'm all for it. Because if they're not comfortable with us, like, who can they be comfortable with? They have to be.
And I'm comforting. I personally love the conversation.
Yes.
I enjoy it. I feed off it.
Yes.
I will be your new best friend.
Right. It's interesting because when you first started to now, you've grown like so much too.
I refused to talk on the phone in front of you guys.
Oh my gosh. She would go outside in the hallway or in the bathroom.
Or I'd tell you to go outside.
Like, I can't, I'm like, did you call? No. Can you call? No. Like, just call.
Now I'm like, can everyone shut up?
No,
I need to take a call.
Now you don't even care. Now you just do it when people are talking in here. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, if I'm on the phone, like, no, if you're talking and I need to be on the phone, I will specifically, like, talk louder just so you're aware. I need you to be quiet.
I need you to be quiet on the phone. Yeah, no, you make it know you're on the phone.
Yes.
But that's good.
Mm-hmm.
It means you're comfortable.
Yeah.
And your conversations are
Well, you literally just said to me earlier, you were like, why are you like everyone's daughter on the phone? Like...
Well, this morning you're like, hi, how are you? Happy New Year. How's everything? I'm like, I love it. No, it's good. It's a good thing. It's a really good thing. That means you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you're comfortable doing it. So
yeah. That's why clients like to give me presents.
That's correct.
There was 2. The same present, but it was both the enamel pins that I collect.
Yes.
So whenever I see that in someone's house, like that's such a unique thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have like my whole collection from like the bartending, from vacations, and like now if I go to ball games, like I get a pin. Like I love that stuff.
Do you have like a board that you put them all on?
I didn't get a board yet.
I feel like you need that.
I do. I have 2 lanyards, and then I just have like a ginormous Ziploc bag.
Okay, so we need to get you a board where you can like put all of your pins. Sort of like the stadium.
Yeah, that'll be on your to-do list.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
All right, fine.
So
go ahead.
Well, so 2 of our clients, I went back for, I don't know if it was the appraisal for one of them or whatever I was back for. The husband was like, oh, I was cleaning up the house and I found these and I thought of you, and like gave me a few. Then another one, they're cleaning out their house, they're finding everything,
right.
And also not for nothing, they don't necessarily want it if they haven't seen it in years.
Correct.
But one of our clients was a firefighter and I believe some kind of Marine.
Okay. So,
and he gave me pins to the different, I don't know the right word to use, but whatever area he was in.
So like his like precinct or something.
Yeah. And I literally I got teary-eyed. I was like, are you sure you want to give me these? He's like, it's the last one. I was like, no, seriously, are you sure you want to give me these?
But see, like, here's the thing. Like, when you move, you don't realize how much stuff you accumulate, right? So now they have all these boxes and all this stuff. They want their stuff to go to somebody that they trust, because otherwise, realistically, where's it going? In a box, in the moving truck, in the attic of the new home, or in the garbage. So like now they know, like, okay, you know what? I gave this to somebody.
My temporary granddaughter.
Right, you're like step-in granddaughter.
Literally.
And I mean, how amazing is that?
Yeah.
They called me after the open house and were like, hey, we really like your vibe, like we want to work with you. I'm like, great, let's do it. They came back from India and they bought me that woven, beautiful woven bag, and like they didn't need to do that. There was no reason for it, but like it was so appreciative. And I use it for all of like our open house paperwork and all of that. It's so nice. And so I'm like a foodie and I love coffee. Okay, so those are 2 things that both of us have in common too. They gave me, I don't even know what they were called. I think
it was really delicious.
It was really delicious.
I remember that.
Like almost like a samosa or something like that, where it had like potato.
I think that's exactly what it was.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It was with those sauces.
Yeah.
Oh, so
good.
So good. See, like things like that is like, you know, they're thinking of you.
Yeah.
You know, and that's ultimately what you want. You want them to think about you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you get alcohol, you get wine, you get, you know, stuff like that.
But like a literal purse. Imagine how much room that took up in their suitcase.
I know. I agree. I also got like somebody was cleaning out. She was in the garment industry, and that's my background too. So she gave me like beautiful coats, like that were hers from years ago, and I'm like, no, like you don't have to do that shit. No, I want you to have them. Like that's cool.
That's crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I love that. So like now when I wear it, I think of her, and you know now she knows it's at a good home. Yeah. So. The sign.
The amount of stories that this sign.
Wait, we have to lift it up. Okay, this sign. The sign. Okay. So now that you see the sign, it's on every listing and every like branded marketing, right?
Yeah. Talene and Rich are a lovely married couple, and how many times? Say it.
Is that your brother? Are you married? I'm like, how do you
know that? Is that your brother?
Is that your brother? But like, also we get the, are you married? And I'm like,
no, they just have the same last name.
Right.
For no reason.
Are we brother and sister? That's a good one. But yeah, it's are you married or are you brother and sister?
And then I've even gotten, if I'm like showing the house or something. Oh, is that you?
Right.
What does it look like?
I mean, do Rich and I look alike? Because I don't think so.
No.
Not even.
No.
Not even. Sometimes I do an open house with our other colleague, and they think that that's Rich too, and I'm like, he looks nothing like him. A good one too is we were talking. Ham and I were talking outside to a seller, who had the sign on the front lawn, and we happened to be all standing next to it, and we were talking, and he like looks at the sign and he goes, "You guys should really get like an updated picture." Just like that. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, that looks nothing like you. I'm like, wait, it looks like, let me have that sign. It looks nothing like me? Like, I'm sorry. Okay, this was probably, what, 5 years ago? I mean, you could tell that that's me, no?
Yeah, that's 100%.
I mean, it's not like
100%.
I've significantly changed. Okay, yes, I've gotten a little older maybe, but that's 5 years ago.
Yeah.
5 years? Yeah, 5 years. That looks nothing like me. Nothing. Or they're like, is that you? I'm like, does it look like me? I guess not. Maybe it doesn't look like me. I don't know.
Cheers, boss.
Cheers, bestie.